Welcome, Joe Minchin. Can
Hello.
you tell us a bit about why you're interested in recommendation number 4?
Okay. Well, I suppose I better tell you quickly a bit about myself so that you understand why I'm interested in it. I'm an autistic woman myself. I was late diagnosed and I'm mother to 3 neurodivergent adults. In my day job, I work for the NHS in a clinical commissioning group as an expert by experience, working in care and treatment reviews in transforming care. That's getting autistic people and people with learning disabilities out of unsuitable environments and into the right ones. And it's all about making sure that they're getting the right kind of care. One of the things that I most encounter in care and treatment reviews are people who are very, very, very stressed. And that can be mistaken as being a mental health problem or even psychosis, which it isn't. Often people are sort of poked into that stressed state by being in unsuitable accommodation where their sensory needs are not known or even properly assessed or catered for. People may not manage transitions or periods of dire uncertainty very well. If they're not getting the right support for that, that can also push people into a really, really difficult state. I mean, that's something we see an awful lot in young adults, teenagers, when they're going through puberty and all of that, without the right support and understanding around them, it can mean that they end up in the wrong places.
You said quite a bit in there already, but can I just ask you to have a go at trying to define what environmental and other stresses are?
Yeah. Most people just think, oh, it's whether or not you've got headphones on or tinted glasses or something like that. And I do use tinted glasses to access the office space at work because the lights there are sort of things that drill into the back of your skull. And yeah, I'm not short of a few pairs of nice headphones either. But it's more than just the sensory stuff, even though the sensory stuff is the absolute basics. The number of people who I encounter in care and treatment reviews who have had no exploration of their sensory profile, no understanding of what their sensory needs are, and no provision of any kind of sensory diet. You know, you're effectively poking people into spaces that are like torture chambers. It doesn't put us in our best light. It means that we're not functioning in the way that we really could do optimally. And if you put us in environments that are toxic and painful to us more than we're in environments that work with us, you tend to get distressed behaviour. I think it's probably the best way to put it and the fairest way to put it. Yeah.
Why is it, do you think, that this issue of tackling these environmental and other stresses is so central to providing good care and support for autistic people?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever met an autistic person that hasn't got something different about them in their sensory profile from the perceived norm of what, you know, if society gravitates towards the average, then you're always going to get people that are outliers on from that average. And there are whole areas around sensory processing, auditory processing, visual processing, the way we think, the way we actually sort of experience both the external world and also our own internal world, that are different. And it's not wrong, that's our normal. There's a need for people to understand that this exists and it's not just us being prissy. And there's a need for people to be proactive in discovering what we need to do to make an environment better for an individual to deal with.